8:37 here at Triple M. Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Here he is, Nick Riewoldt.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Hello, team.
We don't have any favourites, mate, but you're right up there.
Oh, thanks. I said that to my kids this morning. All three of them, independently.
I know.
Get dressed, you're my favourite.
Yeah, I know.
I love your jumper.
Oh, the Ansett jumper.
Australia jumper.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, this was actually Loz found these online.
Online.
Oh, Will found these.
I've had it for a few years.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Client Liaison is a band that would wear Ansett gear a lot. And then there's a
Yeah.
website, a big warehouse where a guy just sells this old Ansett.
Ansett
merch.
Yeah,
merch.
Right. It's award season at the moment in the AFL, and seeing that Ansett Australia jumper
Brings back the memories.
It brings back memories of my mate Justin Kazicki,
Yeah.
who in 2001 he won the Rising Star, the Ansett Rising Star.
Right.
So he won. His prize was a return trip, all expenses paid, flying Ansett to New York.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
wow.
The trouble was, Ansett went into receivership, and September 11 happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that knocks the fun out of that.
So here he was, like
Never got it.
so excited about this prize, and
Never
it
happened.
just vaporised into thin air.
Oh,
I think
God.
the AFL might still owe him a return trip
Return
to
trip.
the States.
2023.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you're getting one of these
But
jumpers.
what a jumper!
Get
Yeah,
him
they're
one.
good.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Yeah, you're the only one, Marty, who doesn't have one, I think, in the team.
Have they got one in my size?
Yes.
I get one of me boobs in it. Give us a Celebrity MasterChef update. We got an on-air
No
date?
update.
No update?
No update. NDAs have been signed, so
Yeah,
you're not getting anything
no,
out of me.
but
No.
not even a start date?
Well, I think it's
Ballpark it?
post. Well, I think it's post Survivor,
Which
which is pretty soon.
shouldn't
Yeah,
be
that's
too
not
far
long.
away.
Yeah, so I think it's maybe early October and then runs through sort of mid-November.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I
So
guess,
yeah, no updates for you. I mean, the
I know
it's
you
in the,
can't
it's in the
dis-
can. So
I know you
it's all-
can't
it's-
discuss it.
It's all done. But
Yeah.
no, I'll tell you what it has done. It's just reignited my passion for the kitchen.
lit the fire.
Just some of the stuff we're churning out of the
Yeah,
kitchen is
yeah,
unbelievable.
What's your signature dish at the moment?
Well, Happy Meals last night.
What, that you make?
No.
No, that Ronald makes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good cooking at my joint.
Oh, yeah. You can't lose.
You really can't lose.
Cheeseburger and a toy.
Oh my God, the world's your oyster.
Yeah.
Tonight,
Yes.
yes,
Tonight.
tonight, Geelong GWS.
Yeah.
Oh God, we've got to talk about Toby Greene. That's what
Yeah,
we've
well,
got to talk about.
where do you want to take it?
I thought three, just
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
and I was surprised that the AFL didn't think three was enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it ends for him.
Well, it hasn't ended yet. So
No.
his season's ended, but obviously now we're going to have to wait until after the season for the AFL to lodge their appeal. But it's semantics, really. I think whether he gets 3 or 6 from here, that the message has been sent. You know you can't do it. I don't think we haven't got a spate of umpire abuse
Incidents.
and incidents in the league. Understand you've got to send the message because it's not acceptable from the top all the way down. But the moment's lost now. For the AFL to now go and do it retrospectively post-season, really, is anyone going to care by then?
No,
I
I,
don't-
agree.
So threes.
It's strange from the AFL. This one.
I think threes.
It's almost like they don't like him. Feels
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, there's a bit of a consensus view. I think that Toby's got to own it as well. He's done some pretty blockheaded sort of stuff.
Well, when we had a look at his record,
it's a good rap sheet, isn't it?
22 appearances in front of the tribunal.
Yeah, about 30 grand in fines.
8 weeks of suspensions across 6 visits.
Up to 11 now, yeah.
$29,000 in
Yeah.
fines.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty solid. It's
And
a good
all-
rap sheet.
I can't ever think of one that's ever compared to
And
it.
all
Can you?
really weird incidents too. It's
Yeah.
not just like
One of
jump
them
and
was
punch.
spitting and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He's a strange cat, Toby. If there's a way to get it wrong, he works it
Yeah,
out.
he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He'll find a loophole and self-incriminate. Yeah, I mean he's a massive loss though. So
huge.
all of that aside, I mean this is why he garners so much attention is because I mean he's taken on the captaincy this year, which
He didn't want.
which he didn't want, but the team has taken on his persona. So he's a massive loss for the Giants, and I wonder whether it might cost him the captaincy too. Because moving forward, I don't think Cornelio can be the captain of that side. Toby Greene's the player that leads by example. The team lifts around him. But if you've got someone so unpredictable from a leadership and availability point of view, can you make him captain? It's a really tricky one for Leon Cameron. But it really hurts their chances tonight against a Geelong side that they have no alternative but to win tonight. Because if they go out in straight sets, it will just be such a the implications will be so far-reaching because they've doubled down.
Nick, lovely to see you as always.
Yes, likewise.
Geelong GWS, I wanted to talk to you about Paddy Dangerfield, who always seems to be under the spotlight at this time of the year.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty visible character, I think, within the AFL, president of the AFLPA. He does, he does a lot media-wise. So you put yourself out there. What comes with that is scrutiny, and he's one of the champions of the game.
And he's a bit quiet last week, it has to be said.
Performed poorly last week. Yeah. So there's a bit of talk going around that he's got a fractured finger. And he dropped a few marks. So that's what you do as an analyst. You drill down on some of those big incidents, and you probably build them up a little bit more than you should. But he's got to respond tonight. He absolutely has to, and I think he will. He's a champion player.
An old pro.
Interesting what they've done at the selection table, Geelong. I think they've really got to find a way to get bang for buck in the forward half of the ground because they get it in there enough. They're just not anywhere near efficient enough lately. So I'd play him forward because he's a blaster of the footy through the midfield. He wins it and he's dynamic and he's explosive, but there's not a lot of nuance in his game. So I'd just stick him in the forward half and let others get it into him and let him try and hit the scoreboard that way.
Beautiful. What was the worst injury you sort of carried and tried to play through?
Well, I had a pretty dodgy knee my whole career. So final series sort of
1 to 10. What was the pain like when you were running around?
Well, so there were a couple of years, probably 2 years straight, where I had to have it drained every week.
Oh,
which was a bit yuck.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it just wears you down mentally more than anything. So
would you do that at home, or how does that happen?
Oh, well, I just had a little tap in it. I just opened it. No, I didn't do it at home. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Marty?
How long do you have to stay in the
running
rooms
with some
for
sort
someone?
of little home medicine setup?
No,
It's all going there.
What are you?
So you'd have to
Come
sit
on,
in the
man.
rooms after the game and have it dry. It would take it forever.
So I'd let it blow up
Yeah.
from the day of the game to like a Tuesday. And then on the way home from Tuesday, I'd call through Olympic Park. They'd put a bit of local in, and then they'd put another syringe in just into
Suck
the
it
joint
out.
and suck the fluid out.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just like a
And would that alleviate the pain or just
it
remove the
was
fluid?
instantaneous. Getting the
it?
fluid out,
Right.
and that swelling going down, you'd just feel like a new person.
Ready to play?
Yeah, but the trouble was then you'd sort of train on a Thursday, and by the time you played again, it would fill back up, and
Oh, my God.
you'd repeat rinse and repeat.
God.
You should have learned how to do it at home. You could have saved yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You weren't thinking.
You don't want to mess it up though.
You didn't think that one through.
No,
Brisbane Bulldogs looks like an absolute belter on Saturday.
it does. This is Danger Town, I think, for Brisbane.
Oh.
The Dogs have been just going for about 6 weeks, but it was almost like the wet weather down in Tassie on the weekend forced them back into that contest that they'd been craving and they'd been pretty deficient at. So I think that with them having a bit of their game back and the Lions struggling structure-wise, they're all at sea with McStay suffering that bad concussion last week, compounding Hipwood being out of the side. I think this is one that they're pretty vulnerable, the Lions, and the Dogs could get over the top of them, which would be a straight sets exit for the Lions, having finished top four. I think this one's really hard to pick. I think Geelong should win and win comfortably over the Giants, and the next one is really hard to pick.
Could they repeat 2016, the Bulldogs?
Yeah, absolutely they could. I mean, what were they? Like a month before the end of the season, they were vying for a top two spot.
Round 20, they were top of the ladder.
Yeah, there you
They had
go.
a big
Dropped 3
wobble.
straight.
Yeah, so they're dealing with their own structural issues. Bruce going down has been a bit of an issue for them because he does a lot of that hack work in the forward half that you need, particularly in finals when there's so much contest. But no, they're capable. It's just a matter of them sort of finding that spark that they've been missing.
Well done, mate. Lovely to see you as
Great.
always. Have a lovely finals weekend.
Have a ripper.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Triple M.